This week's episode of One of a Kind with RVD is presented by Get Blitzed. That's get-blitz.com. Get Blitz Let's Aid is nano-infused THC syrup, and it is a premium cannabis-infused syrup formulated with nanotechnology for fast-acting effects. And you can get 15% off your order when you head to get-blitz.com and use promo code RVD. Get 15% off. Head to get-blitz.com, promo code RVD, 15% off. It's one of a kind, baby.
Raw Van Dam! The whole effing show! Raw Van Dam! The whole effing show! Van Daminator! Van Terminator! Van Crushinator! Van Assassinator!
Oh yeah, what's up everybody? It is Dominic D'Angelo. I'm of several outlets. I'm a dirt sheet writer, whatever it may be, but I am here with RVD. It is one of a kind with RVD, and guess who's here? Rob Van Dam. Rob, happy Friday to you, TGIF.
Dude, you didn't even give him a chance to guess, bro.
I guess I didn't.
No.
You know,
All right, everyone, let's be professionals and put our phones on, do not disturb.
yeah, let me silence mine too while we're at it here. I think I'm good. All right.
Everything's good, dude. How was your week?
It was great. Busy, very busy. The weather has been pretty nice in Pittsburgh overall, so that's been kind of an adjustment, a nice adjustment. But overall, can't complain, Rob. It's been good. Been a good week. How about for you?
Very good as well. Productive.
You've been getting some W's. You've been saying.
What's that?
You've been getting some W's. You've been saying.
Yeah, man. If you're a new listener, or if you just missed maybe one episode, because I really didn't talk about this a whole lot, but something I recommend, because you know I like helping my listeners out, man. Something I recommend is that you count your W's when you're stacking them up, because it's a really good positive way to be keeping track of the right thing, feeling good about yourself, celebrating your accomplishments, because everything is a W, and by W I mean win, if you don't know that. So boom, it's like hey, I gotta program the new garage remote, to the gate opener, and you know what? When you do that, boom, that's a big W. Hey, I got to clean out this closet. When you do it, boom, it's a W. Sometimes they're small. Sometimes it's just like, oh, you know what? I got to call the Nerd Bar and find out what time the Ziegler brothers are going on tonight and what time is the midget wrestling. Boom. Okay, I got the information. Boom, another W. So I recommend you take after me there and go ahead and apply that to your own life, because sometimes you might be overwhelmed because you got so much crap to do. And other times you might just not notice and feel like you really didn't do anything. But you know what? You might have 3 or 4 W's there. What'd you do today? Nothing. Really? Did you call anybody back? Did you return any emails? Did you mail anything? Did you respond? Did you figure out any problems that you were on your table that you knew you were going to have to figure out? Because all of that crap counts as W's, and you keep scoring W's, and guess what? You're a winner.
You're a winner, WW.
Keep winning, bro. I'm behind you.
What a great way to think about it too, Rob, because you look at all the stuff that people have to get done throughout the day, and you kind of, if you have a negative mindset, you're always thinking about, oh, I got to get this done. Why am I not accomplishing that? But if you look at it like of what you are getting done and mark it as a W, boom, puts you in a positive mindset right away.
Had to take the bed frame apart. Boom, W, got that. Have to clean off the roof, the gutters. Boom, another W, everything. And some of them you might not notice because they're real small. Maybe you got to check the mailbox. You know what? Start there. Whatever. Yeah. Vacuum your carpet. Brush your teeth. Whatever it takes.
Right.
You know what I mean? If those are things that you look at like, or however you look at it, man, it's just good on you. Keep stacking them W's. We'll do it together. You know what? I saw something that was really cool. I think it was on Instagram, and it said something about maybe something about how competition, competition is something blank, and then it said working all together is collaboration, and I identified with it. But I was like, that's a great way to put it. Instead of competing with everybody, I love the idea of just competing with yourself, getting better, growing in ways that you notice, even if other people don't. And you know what? Collaborating, which means wanting everyone else to win too, and wanting everyone to celebrate together, and fucking A, celebrating each other's successes, pushing each other forward. It's a whole way of life. It is, and you either do it or you don't.
Right. And getting in that mindset is always good. It's tough to break into it, but once you do, and you start trying to think positive, it really gets the ball.
And usually, I think the way that you break into it is by seeing people that you admire doing that, and then it becomes something you're like, hey, you know what? I want to be like that. I like the way that I feel around that person. They pick my energy up. I would love to be able to be seen the way that I see him.
Absolutely.
Or her, or they, them.
Yes. Hey, nice way to cover it. So, guys, yeah, we are live on rvdtv.com and live on RVD's YouTube channel at The Real RVD. So be sure to like, subscribe, share it out. Let your friends, let your enemies know, everybody. If you want to get your question definitely answered, use the super chat. That helps out the show. Helps out get the word out about us a little bit more. And on top of it, too, Rob, is this too distracted if I put this up on the screen? Is that a little thing like that? Little ticker.
You got the little ticker down there?
Little ticker down there?
I like it.
You like it? Okay, cool. I'll leave that up for a little bit. But guys, yeah, be sure to chime in, get the word out. Rob, it kind of dawned on me when you were talking about Vegas and being at the Nerd Bar and all that stuff. AEW's in town in Vegas for Double or Nothing. So that's a pretty wild connection there.
Yeah, I guess Sunday I just found that out, and it wasn't from them. So, someone's asking if I'm booked on it, which I am not, and I may or may not pop in to say hi. Well, one thing that's obvious to me that stands out as being interesting anyway is that I have interest in popping in there. There might be several guys that I'd like to say hi to besides Tony, a lot of the wrestlers that I've known for a long time and stuff. And when WWE's in town, I don't get that feeling, like if someone says they're going to pop in there, I'm like, I don't really know who I would say hi to. Is Booker T there? It's harder to think of someone that I would connect with that I would be motivated by enough to actually, want to get in the car and drive over there and see them just because they're 20, 30 minutes away or whatever. Sometimes use that as an excuse. You want to stop by the show. So say, hey, I'm here to see so-and-so, but nah, not that either, but with AEW, I don't know. Maybe it's because I've been with them more recently. But also I just know that a lot of the guys go out of their way to tell me how happy they are to see me, how stoked, and they put me over strong as saying that me being there, makes them feel like accomplished or bigger or whatever, and stuff like that makes me feel more welcome instead of like I feel like with the other company, what would happen? Maybe it'd be like, who you here to see? And I'd be like, this is gone.
Yeah, creates a good. So it seems like a pretty good environment. Like it's a welcoming environment. You mentioned that before with
seems AEW. Like it.
Yeah. It'd be pretty neat to see what goes down. They got a pretty stacked show this week.
The bald dude from FTR, he's the one that goes. He's one of the guys. It's like, man, I know I told you this before, but man, it's so cool that you're here, man. Not everyone will tell you, but we're all so happy and stoked. We all grew up watching you, and like. The things like that go a long way. You know what I mean? Because it allows me to have an idea of what they're perception of me is, what their perspective, it lets me in on their insight on what they think about me, and that's always going to be an advantage, especially when it's good.
Right. Dax Harwood's the FTR guy, so he's
Cool dude. Always goes way out of his way to be very, very, very generous with the compliments.
That's awesome. That's good to hear. Another thing, we have some a super chat already here. Unsweet Teej. Rob, you've been a role model to me since I was a kid. What was your favorite moment from filming Wrong Side of Town? Forever a classic for me. We talked about Wrong Side of Town before, but I don't know if you mentioned a favorite moment or not.
So my favorite moment, I believe, because I really liked the action and I had fun with it. I had a lot more fun doing the movie probably than it came across with me, trying to have passable acting as a Navy SEAL dude, and with my experience at that time, and working with Dave DeFalco, which was very stressful. He was my director, and I knew him very, very well. We were good friends. We hung out. He wrote the script for me. Almost knocked him out on the set one day. He had me so mad, and so it was kind of weird not being talked to at all by the director for like 2 days. And then on the third day, I finally let him know that we were cool again. I wasn't going to break his neck. But man, that guy, you know what? Let me share this story. It's kind of, you guys might appreciate this, and I'll make it quick. But anyway, I was with my evil ex at the time, and she wasn't there on the set. We're filming in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and in the swamps and shit. And anyway, while I'm there for a while, filming a few days, having a great time doing action, doing all my own stunts and shit. Anyway, she's coming to the set. She's going to come and visit for a few days, right? And I stayed up because we're filming all night. And instead of going to bed, I stayed up and went shopping. And so I'm like really tired because I got to be back on the set like noon or something. And so I skipped a night of sleep. But with the timing and everything, it was time for me to get her this engagement ring, right? Had to been. And anyway, and I knew that's just, I have no taste in jewelry or anything like that. Like anything I've ever gotten, I need them to pick it out or someone to pick it out. But I went shopping and it was one that popped out to me. And I was like, whoa, you know what? That thing looks cool to me. And that's the one, and if she don't like it, we can take it back, whatever. But I got one. I was really glad that I got it. And I told Dave about it, DeFalco, the director. And then on this is the day that she's coming into town, right? So I'm out there shooting, and I see that she arrives in a Jeep or whatever. Like I said, we're out in the swamps, fucking getting eaten up by mosquitoes. And I'm filming, and then while I'm out there filming, he puts her in a chair, a director's chair, behind the camera next to him or whatever and shit. Yeah. And he goes, "Did you like the ring that Rob got you?" And he knew that I hadn't seen the bitch. But she just showed up. She just got to the set from the airport, and he knew that. And I was so mad. I literally wanted to knock him out. And Dave's the kind of guy that you want to knock him out anyway, just being around him. So he doesn't have much room to fucking budge. But having said that, sharing that story with everybody, I hope you appreciated that, because he was scared for 2 full days. He wouldn't come near me and talk to me because he knew I was like, you motherfucker, ruin that special surprise. Like I ever have a surprise like that. I'm the least fucking spontaneous person that, you know what I mean? Like I'm so not that way. But anyway, favorite part that I can remember was we're in an alleyway, and Dave and someone else, the assistant director, whatever, they're showing me this fire escape that's on the side of a building, that it comes down the side of a building to the second story or whatever. And then and they're trying to tell me, like, we want to get a shot. The people are chasing me, trying to kill me in this scene, the action scene, shooting at me, whatever, bikers trying to collect this bounty. And right before, I had so much fun too, running down the steps. Boom, boom, boom. Camera guys couldn't even keep up with me because I was running down the steps of the parking lot like a shoot, like an action star, like jumping down 8 stairs at a time, fucking like I'm running for my life. And I had so much fun with it, but that doesn't necessarily work as good for the camera. But boom, get out of the parking lot, and I'm running, and then and I'm looking around, and then boom, someone shoots at me. And there's an alleyway, and they're telling me I just want to show you this, and they said we're gonna have the cameras here. We're thinking we could put steps on the side of the wall. And have them blend in, just paint them so you won't see them, so you can run up the wall and maybe grab onto the bottom of that fire escape. And I looked at him, and I'm like, is this guy looking at the same fucking thing that I am? And there was 2 or 3 of them around with their hands on their hips, nodding. And I was like, whoa, I see something completely different. I'm like, dude, get out of my way. Get out of the way. He goes, well, no, do you see? I go, get out of the way, get out of the way, get out of the way, get out of the way. And I got out of the way, and I ran up, and I jumped up on the fucking dumpster, fucking 1 foot on that dumpster, kicked off it, went to the other dumpster beside that was a little bit higher, and then jumped off of that onto the fucking fire escape. Boom, 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 boom. And then I climbed up, boom, like someone was pulling a cable on me, is the way they said it. That stands out in my mind as my favorite scene. I just had so much fun being a real action guy, and that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to do all my own stunts, and that was so fun because no one even could see that. They couldn't even see that. Didn't even know that was possible. And I'm like, it's right there. I already have the steps. All I got to do is, hop up to the lower one, the higher one. And anyway, the only stunt that I didn't do was they had a guy, because we're shooting 2 different scenes at the same time. A lot of times there's budget. It's like that. It's convenient. It's not just safety when it comes to having somebody else, a stuntman or a stand-in for some people. Sometimes it's just more convenient. They're like, you're not going to see the guy's face. He's wearing a helmet, fucking snowmobile suit, throw a ponytail out the back and whatever. But they did that to have the guy ride the motorcycle on the docks by the water. And I really wanted to do that so I could have the bragging rights of saying I did all the stunts myself. But now I got to say all but one guy rode it on the docks. But looking back at it, I wasn't that great of a motorcycle rider, and that fucking bike was heavy as fuck. So probably a good thing.
Hey guys, let's talk about Factor. Eat stress-free this spring with Factor's delicious, ready-to-eat meals. Every fresh, never frozen meal is chef-crafted, dietitian approved, and ready to eat in just 2 minutes. 2 minutes! And choose from a weekly menu of 35 options, including popular options like Calorie Smart, Keto, Protein Plus, or Vegan and Veggie. Also discover more than 60 add-ons every week like breakfast, on-the-go lunch, snacks, and beverages to help you stay fueled and feel good all day long. What are you waiting for? Get started today and fuel up for your springtime goals. Get the chef-prepared meals or take on the table in 2 minutes with Factor's ready-to-eat meals so you can get back to doing what you love this spring. Looking for gourmet meals? Try meals that feature premium ingredients like filet mignon, shrimp, truffle butter, broccolini, and asparagus. Guys, I had such a diverse set of meals coming in for Factor. It was so great, and every day, it was like, I felt satisfied afterwards. It's not like you're going to still feel hungry a lot. I don't even have a microwave, so I just throw them right in the toaster oven. Boom, they work in the toaster oven. It's great. It's fantastic, easy cleanup, nothing to worry about. No fuss, no mess meals. Factor meals eliminate the hassle of prepping, cooking, or cleaning up. Simply heat and savor the good stuff. Tailored to your schedule. Customize your weekly meals with flexibility to get as much or as little as you need. Pause or reschedule the deliveries to suit your schedule. Factor is your solution for fast, premium meals without the need for cooking. So head to factormeals.com/RVD50 and use promo code RVD50 to get 50% off your first box, plus 20% off your next box. That's code RVD50 at factormeals.com/RVD50 to get 50% off your first box, plus 20% off your next box while your subscription is active. Guys, check it out. You will not be disappointed. It's such a great deal, and I love Factor.
Yeah. Sometimes it's not too bad of a move, I'd probably imagine, to have the stunt guy do something.
But that is what was fun about it, Probably the same thing I like about wrestling, the thrill. And you can get a thrill from doing scripted shit. sometimes.
Yeah. Let me ask you.
Thanks for the question, dude.
Yeah, the being an action star and into that aspect. Did you get to meet any like of the major action heroes? I know you met Jean-Claude, but have you met Arnold or like Stallone or Burt Reynolds or anybody to that effect where it was like
I met not Burt. I met Arnold. I met Sly. Arnold was just like at a Raw or SmackDown or something in passing. And Stallone, I actually, our mutual friend Chuck Zito actually set up a dinner. So me and Katie got to go and while he was having dinner at this Italian restaurant in Beverly Hills, and we're sitting at the table next to him. And we're kind of new. This was like at least 7 years ago. You know what I mean? Like we're
just started dating basically.
Well, yeah, we're like in the first year and a half. Anyway, I just remember like sitting at that table and like sucking face with her for so long. We just kept. It was kind of like an emotional. Like we'd break for a while, and then we were talking about like something sad, a dog dying or something, and then we'd end up making out again. And it was cool that Sly and his brother were, and Chuck Zito and whoever else was there too. I mean, they were all right there, right? But probably at least 2 years, maybe 3 or 4 years later, way later, I'm with Katie and we run into Tori, maybe like a Hall of Fame, something like that, some kind of thing, right? And she said that she saw me in LA one time, and I was with my ex, and she said that she was going to come over to say hi, but that we were kissing like little teenagers and stuff. And I was like, what? And I was like, oh, that wasn't my ex. She said, no, it was. And, she like, it was, I could saw her from that. No, it wasn't. It was Katie. And she says, what? No. And I go, you talking about that Italian thing? She goes, yeah. And I said, and Sly Stallone was there. She goes, yes. And I said, trust me, that me and my evil ex hadn't kissed in years. Like there's no way. That was definitely me and Katie. And I didn't know Tori was there at the restaurant until, several years later. So that's funny.
Wow.
That she told me that she wanted to come up and say hi, but didn't because I had a tongue in my mouth. And it was definitely Katie's.
A little preoccupied.
Mick Foley made that mistake one time. Like the first time Katie started going around with me, and this was a Hall of Fame because we got on the bus with everyone that you don't normally see except for once a year. And it was Mick Foley. And Mick said, hey, Rob. And he said, hi, evil bitch. I don't want to say her name. I hate saying her name, He said her name, and Katie was like, and I was like, oh, God.
Mick, no.
You just call her that, dude. And I was like, oh, it's Katie. Like, come on, dude. But just because of the black hair, that's like the only resemblance. But like people are stupid. I am too. I make stupid mistakes.
I make mistakes like that a lot too. So.
Yeah.
I always hate the big thing. I always hate what I do is like somebody will be like waving to me and I'll wave back and they're waving.
You're in the middle and they're waving behind you.
Yeah, I hate that.
There's no way to feel cool after that. Like,
no, there really isn't. Oh, okay. You weren't even.
I was just scratching.
Hey guys, don't you worry. Look, maybe we'll do this right now. Jesse asked Rob, did you and Joe figure out a drawing contest winner? Boom. Yes, they did. As a matter of fact, Rob, I'll pull some of these up here. Let me.
All right, let's do it again. Joe Holland was supposed to be on the show tonight, guys, and he's got some technical difficulties. And this is like the third time in a row. So I don't know if Joe will ever be on our show. I hope he does because I got a lot of things that I want to bring on the show as tribute to Joe Holland's artwork. You guys remember this thing?
Dude, that is
you guys ever seen this? I think you have. You know what's on the other side? What's it say? Go ahead. Before I turn it around, what's it say?
What's it
Let me know in the chat room.
Yeah, you guys chime in. What's it say?
Mm.
Boom.
You know it,
You know it.
dude.
Look at
It's
that.
a real deal. Look at that. Real deal, man. Joe Holland's artwork. I have some stuff you haven't seen that I wanted to pull out, talk about with Joe, but he's not here. But what he did do was talk to me about the winners. Dom's got. Hopefully, you can show a few of them or whatever. Yeah, there you go. He's gonna show some of the
email too while I'm doing this. So let me just start up the top here. We'll go with this. Look at this one here.
Dude, that's sick. That one's sick. I love the colors of that. It's like alien, like purple and green.
Yeah,
sick, dude.
People have done. Look at this one. This one's awesome too.
Same, yeah, dude. I would love to wear both of those.
Right?
I want him to make both of them.
Here's a good one too. Here's a good one.
Sick. Yeah, good job, guys. Appreciate it. Does that have their names on those, or we just
I wish it did. I don't want to pop up their emails just to say.
Well.
Oh, Kelly Aesop just did that one, so I can shout her out. I can Ashley Love.
Appreciate everybody contributing. I thought when Joe mentioned it, wow.
Ashley Love. That's who did that one.
Awesome. I figured when Joe mentioned doing this, it sounded like it. Wow, dude, look at that. That's
so cool. Look at these ones.
Damn.
People really did a great job on these.
Whoa.
Ooh, that's the runner-up. That's the runner-up, right?
That one's the runner. Okay, so Joe and I both agreed it's really hard to pick a winner. A lot of these are so awesome, and the colors chosen like pop out and contrast from each other in just the right way. Fucking sick. Damn. I love them all. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I'm glad that Joe helped me to pick out a winner, and then he's gonna airbrush the real outfit of the winner. And then that's going to be for me to wear. So I'm looking forward to that. It's super fucking cool. And appreciate everyone. Like what I was going to say was, when Joe mentioned doing this, sounded like a really cool thing to do. But also I'm like, I don't have the resources to be that organized. Like if you can help me with it and stuff, like how are we going to do this? Is it going to be like, look at that.
Look at it.
That's sweet. Is it going to be like votes? People vote on them, or how are we going to do it? And then I really counted on Joe to help a lot, and then he wasn't able to pop up here with us the last several weeks, unfortunately. So I have people always want to hit me with ideas and stuff. I had a conversation with someone I hadn't talked to in a while, a producer yesterday, like, hey, let's get those shows going that we were talking about. I want to do this one and that one. I'm like, cool. Let me know, but I promise you, I am not someone that needs other shit to fill up my time. I'm not someone that just needs ideas of things to do or whatever. Quite the opposite. I'm someone that needs to find a fast forward button. Otherwise, I got enough projects to last me for at least the next 10 years. So
right, you got your plate full. Look at this. Such great work on here.
Beautiful.
Rob, was this the one you were talking about where somebody did their own design kind of thing?
I think it's the only one right there that someone did their own design. I would see. So the way I was talking about it, see that yin yang.
Yeah.
And behind it is like me doing that flying sidekick.
Yeah, it's a silhouette of you.
Like is it a silhouette? I mean.
Yeah, right there. Maybe? Is that you right there?
Oh, okay. So I didn't even see that in the middle. So I'm doing like a splash. But do you see the legs and arms coming out of it?
Oh man, no! I gotta see it. I'm trying to look
at it. So you see it as a 5. You see the 5 stars, right?
Yes, I do.
So I see that. I see that as my one-legged flying sidekick because the one on the far left looks like my leg is bent, and the one on the right looks like it's extended. It looks like my elbow out the left side in the right. It looks like they took that picture of me doing the flying sidekick and put it on there and kind of like traced around it or something and kind of like hit it in there. Like I totally see it.
Sweet. I can't see it. I gotta see it. I'm gonna have to study this, Rob, because I can't envision.
We need, you know what? We just need a picture. Where would be a? Hold on a second. Let me see. Where would be a picture of me doing that fucking kick? I know a couple of outfits that have it on, but they're not handy.
That is so cool, though.
Damn. Nothing. Nobody.
sidekick here. Bueller? Bueller?
Well, maybe we can Google it or something.
Yeah. Let me try to Google it here.
Sometimes they call it the crane kick, although I never knew that in my whole career. I never called it that.
Rob.
It was on my first outfit, my second outfit, the plain red and the blue. Oh, wait, wait, hold on, see if yeah, none of them are the
I don't know. I'm trying to find
flying one-legged kick.
you doing it.
Does anyone in the chat room see it also?
Anybody? I bet somebody sees it.
There are
I
a couple of
could never-
pictures of me doing that kick. One's to Tess, one's to Rey Mysterio.
Yeah.
I've seen some, but
I know which kick you're talking about. And
Okay.
Seth actually used it for the image art for the song on Spotify and stuff. So, but yeah,
yeah, we'll just leave it at that for now, I guess, because
Yeah.
I do not know where one of those outfits would be.
I'm gonna look into it, Rob. I'll find it in the image at some point here. But that looks awesome. That's such a sweet work of art right there.
I had when I my very first outfit, was I had the red outfit, and then I had the guy Joe Holland airbrush me, silhouette of me doing a flying one-legged sidekick at the end of a lightning bolt, and then I was tagging out here in Vegas with Bobby Bradley, this guy, so I had him an outfit made the same way, but we're not wearing them right there though. Let's see, is there any here? No, just looking at something that a fan gave me that has like 1,000 RVDs, but not that one. All right, well, fuck it. I'm willing to let it go. If anyone else sees it, tell me in the chat room. But
let's show the that was some badass shit right there. I'll show the runner up again here. This one. I don't know whose name this was. This was just the image.
Good fucking job. Good job, everybody. That one looks fucking sweet.
And Rob, you ready to see the winner?
Let's do it, dude. 3, 2, 1, bang!
Boom.
Oh,
Tyler Gray is the winner. Look at that.
Good job, Tyler. Joe picked that one as the winner. He said it was not easy. That's the outfit we're gonna do. Lots of color, fucking sick choices. Good job.
That's a classic kind of color scheme for you too. Like very reminds me of the ECW days too in a lot of ways.
Yeah, it reminds me of Mr. Monday Night outfit, kind of, which is the next action figure coming out.
Very exciting. I'm excited.
By the way, also, did I mention that A&E bio on RVD coming out?
Oh no, when's that happening?
Ooh, June 23rd, as I understand it.
We're gonna mark it down. We'll have to talk about that too.
Yeah, we filmed this one so long ago. It seems like I was in really good shape, but not the shape that I'm in now. I don't remember being all that vascular and stuff, but I don't know. I mean, when did we fucking shoot that? Seems like a while ago, but that'll be awesome, dude. June 23rd. And I think I don't know where I'm at. I'm at some convention that day, so I might try to set something up, a viewing or something.
That'd be fucking cool. What did they fly? Did you fly to them or did they fly to you to do?
They flew to here. I think we filmed it all in Vegas. They might have showed up at a few places because I'm sure they did. The first one we did, that one of a kind, they flew around. They came to an indie show that I worked. They came to the Hall of Fame, and that was part of that one. Some of the same producers are on this one. I don't remember outside of Vegas what we did, if we did anything, but I just remember getting a lot of like entrance shots, with the lights dark and silhouette, and doing a bunch of that, and me walking down the road in the middle of the desert like a road runner, and a bunch of stuff like that, but obviously updated interviews and such.
I'm excited, man. That's gonna be the WWE does such a good job with the documentary stuff too, so it's gonna be really cool to see that presentation along with A&E and everything. I'm excited. By the way, speaking of your figure, Rob, here it is again. Boom! Look at that.
Boom! There it is.
Shit. Can't wait for that.
Fucking A. I didn't. I just had my wrists taped. Then they weren't all. I didn't have my hands all encased in that protective web quite yet. longer I went on, the more I need to protect my wrists because they don't bend that good, and they've been busted up many times. So now when I tape it, it isn't just for a look. Like some people think it's gloves or something. It's like I put a cast on each hand.
How
Usually I use 2 rolls of tape.
did that take a little bit to get used to when you had that on there? Or?
Well, I mean, it was something that progressed over time. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Your other figure coming out too is going to be this one, Rob. Boom. That's
Okay. Nice.
And then I found too you were wrestling Tommy Dreamer when you wore that singlet. Look at this. Boom.
Yep, I think that's the infamous pile driver, isn't it?
I think so.
Is that the one where I bounce up? And
yeah, dude, that one's fucking sweet.
yeah,
I love it. We have a couple more super chats in here. Seth, thank you for the $20. He says, there is nothing noble in being superior to your fellow men. True nobility lies being superior to your former self. Wow, Hemingway. That's a great quote. RVD would have been pretty cool in ancient Greece with all the philosophy and wrestling. Hey, he's got a point there. Plus, you're a big fan of Greek mythology.
I am. I just saw yesterday there was a series on Greek classics that was animated that I want to watch now. I think it was on Amazon Prime. Could have been Netflix, but I think it was Amazon Prime. And I was just thinking, man, Dango would have loved that. And I looked through it real quick to see how it was done. But it's retelling, the Greek myths, and just looking at it for a few minutes kind of like sucks me like right back in.
Did you have a favorite Greek god or anything like that? Did anybody really fascinate you there?
I would say that I was most fascinated with Athena, the goddess of wisdom and warfare. And that was because she was always friend to the hero. I always figured if I was in those times, I'd be a hero too, you know. She was the one that would like stand by Odysseus in all his travels, see him through everything. She was the one that would stand by Achilles, Theseus, pretty much any of the. She always was the one that would guide the protagonist, you know, like through the adventures, and because of that, she was always my favorite and the coolest.
The coolest.
Plus, goddess of wisdom, like what better strength can you have?
Right. Mm-hmm. And you know what? I remember as a kid being freaked out by the original Clash of the Titans movie.
When the head came off, right? Were you freaked out by the head coming off the statue?
Yeah, or Medusa. Like,
yeah. Oh, hell yeah, that too. Yeah.
Kid watching that.
You know, they redid that movie.
They did. I didn't see the remake. Did you?
I think I did. I don't remember if I liked it or not.
Yeah, I can't remember. I never saw it, but I love the Greek gods too as a kid and everything like that. Like Mercury or Hermes. Hermes was my favorite. The speed.
Yeah. Actually, yeah. I mean, I like the movie Clash of the Titans a lot, but Perseus. I don't think Perseus ever rode the horse. It was Bellerophon. They always make a couple of little changes for the movie.
Yeah, they always tweak that stuff.
But anyway, if I remember right.
This episode is sponsored by Blue Chew. Let's talk about sex, guys. Remember the days when you were always ready to go? Now you can increase your performance and get the extra confidence in bed. Listen up, BlueChew.com. Blue Chew is a unique online service that delivers the same active ingredients as Viagra, Cialis, and Levitra, but in chewable tablets and at a fraction of the cost. You can take them anytime, day or night. so you can plan ahead or be ready whenever an opportunity arises. The process is simple. Sign up at BlueChew.com, consult with one of their licensed medical providers, and once you're approved, you receive prescription within days. The best part, it's all done online, so no visits to the doctor's office, no awkward conversations, and no waiting in the line at the pharmacy. Blue Chew tablets are made in the USA and prepared and shipped direct to your door in a discreet package. They always say first impressions are important. What about lasting impressions? Blue Chew wants to help you have better sex. Discover your options at BlueChew.com. Chew it and do it. And we've got a special deal for our listeners. Try Blue Chew free when you use our promo code RVD at checkout. Just pay $5 shipping. That's BlueChew.com, promo code RVD to receive your first month free. Visit Blue Chew for more details and important safety information. And we, RVD and I, thank Blue Chew for sponsoring the podcast.
Unsweet Teej chimed in again. He says, thanks for the $5 again, Sweet Teej. He says, thanks for the great answer, Rob. You earned another from me. Where's best memories from working with Jeff Hardy? You guys were awesome together. RVD 420. Best memories of working with Jeff.
Yeah. So, I like, obviously I worked him on the Invasion match in 97. And, but I definitely liked the more competitive matches later. Had a lot of fun working with Jeff. And he was always like really happy to do things that I wanted to do. Like we both were like-minded in thinking that, this is really cool. This physical exchange, whatever. So that Invasion pay-per-view, I loved it. Some of my memories of that. Of course, jumping from my knees to Van Daminate him on the stage, and he fell into the pit. That was awesome. One of the highlights of my highlight reel career. And one time when I wrestled Jeff, it was like another match, and the hardcore belt was hanging from the ceiling. And I had been getting so much height on the crossbody and just jumping up, do the kick, whatever. I thought that if Jeff hung from the belt, that I would be able to just jump backwards off the top in the corner and do like a double leg lariat and to catch him. I thought if he's halfway, I think that's where I think I can peak the arc of my jump. And everybody saw the attempt, and everyone was confused by it. And a lot of people probably remember it now and are still just now understanding and thinking like, oh, that's what that was. I had myself convinced that I could reach him, and that's just one of those things where, like, people don't want to believe that any of the match is you being in the moment, actually attempting to do shit. Like everyone, wants to think that it's all just scripted or whatever. And that's what I started talking about also on the solar flare day when I kept getting cut off. And I was talking about when Kurt suplexed me and I went to do a backflip, but he hung on to my waist, so only my face made it over, and it kinked my neck. And some fan was like, "You didn't tell him you were going to do the flip?" It's like, fuck no, I didn't tell him. I just thought of it, that'd be a good way to fucking counter his move. And anyway, it ended up giving me some permanent damage. So, some shit I can trace back to just one bump. But that one, I'm on the top rope. Whew, I went back and I caught nothing but air. I didn't touch anybody. Boom, just crashed into the mat, and Jeff was hanging there, and then he just let go, or he didn't know what to do. He should have dropped a leg on me or something, whatever, in retrospect. But it was an awkward moment, especially for the fans that think that everything has to be set up, and they don't understand how it used to be less and less of that the more you go back.
Yeah, man, I know. We covered that match with you and Jeff, the Invasion match, we did an episode on Jeff Hardy, guys, back in the archive. So if you go look at that, but I remember tuning in to just kind of like do research before the show when we recorded that episode, and like watching it. It took me right back to being in high school, the excitement of the Invasion and the reaction that both you guys got was really, really cool, because like you were immediately over in WWE. People were pumped. You could tell how pumped they were for you. And that was such a fun opening match to have for that show. It was badass. It was really badass.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, it was fun. We crushed it. We knew it.
We crushed it. Voodoo Vic, this is when I'll insert the ad too. He says we should take a blue chew when the pod starts. Thanks, Voodoo Vic. Blue Chew promo code RVD. Get your free Blue Chew and get your only pay for shipping. So check it out, guys. Good stuff. Let me see what. Oh, Rob, what I did want to talk about too. I can't remember if we talked about him before, but yesterday was the 25th anniversary of Owen Hart's passing. I wanted to get your thoughts about what were your. Do you remember where you were when you heard about Owen passing, and did you ever have any interactions? I know you kind of looked up to him in a certain way when it came to his athleticism and his ability in the rig, but yeah, give me your thoughts on Owen Hart.
Yeah, so I had just moved to California somewhat recently before this, so I think that was 98. What year did he die?
He died 99, so yeah, probably 98.
So I just remember like driving, coming off the highway. You had to go way up a hill to live, to go to my neighborhood. And I just remember I was listening to the radio and they were talking about it on the radio. And I just remember I was like so offended by some of the comments of people that were, I don't know if it was a DJ trying to shock people, if it was someone calling in or what, that were just, saying, I don't know, that it's probably fake or whatever. I don't know, but I was very, hurt by it. Just like everybody, that sucked. He's a, really good guy. And, wow, what a way to go. But if you love the business enough, then, maybe going in the ring might be some people's dream, dying in front of everybody, doing what they love to do. Not that he was ready to go or anything, but I'm just saying, as far as ways to die, I can imagine a 22-year-old RVD probably thought it'd be cool as fuck to die in the ring, so everyone would know that I made it.
Yeah, there was. I know Ric Flair has kind of expressed that, I think, in certain ways too, when it comes to how he wants his career to go. But yeah, I remember, exactly where I was when that happened too. It was that first major wrestling death for me, as a fan and stuff like that. So I could only imagine how it was for like being a colleague and stuff like that. We talked about it on Gagne and Magnum this week too. Straight Talk with the Boss, and Magnum was saying about like how hard it had to be to go on with the show that night. Over the Edge 1999 was the show, and he kind of understood going on with the show because you're put in that position of carrying on. It would be more of a shock if you ended the show after the fact. I don't know. It's just be a tough predicament to be in, and you just really feel for the Hart family after all that. Yeah,
I don't know what the right thing would have been to do, honestly. Like, some people are so disgusted they can't believe that WWE kept the show going. And I think, the number one rule always has been in show business is the show must go on, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's always been the rule. I mean, who doesn't know that? But unless it's changed. But I wouldn't want to have to make that decision. And I mean, fuck. On a business perspective, what do? Do you refund all the money for everyone that bought tickets and then you're canceling the show like halfway through? Or the pay-per-view buy rates, or I mean, financially, it could be a disaster as far as what kind of obligations are there, for people's expectations. I don't know. That's something you have to consider, though, even if it sounds cold. But and I'm not saying that should trump over morality, and especially with someone who has deep pockets, and it's just another night on the road. But man, I don't know what the right thing would be to do, because I don't know. I mean, if it was me, I don't know if I would even want them to stop the show.
Yeah. Well, Magnum made a good point too. Was like, you watch other sports, whether it's NFL or NBA or hockey, or if something happens, if something's tragic happens, they still go on with the game most times. The only time they didn't was a couple years ago with the Buffalo Bills when that player collapsed. But, but that's another thing that kind of gets factored in, I think, a little bit too. But
I saw footage last night, a clip of somebody it was a car show, like a car with big fat tires. It was like jumping ramps, circling around inside an arena, and it was jumping. And then it started malfunctioning, and thing like caught on fire or whatever, something crazy. And then right away they were just like, okay, everybody have a great night, be safe getting out, and just fucking canceled on the spot. Like, don't look towards the center, as you're making your way out the exit. And it seemed kind of, inappropriate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it kind of puts more of a focus on it too if you end it. I don't know. Obviously it's just a really tough situation to be in. And
right.
I remember the next night too, when they were doing the memorial show for Owen, it was just like, it just always hung over. Like, there's no escaping that kind of loss. So just very difficult. But I wanted to get your thoughts on that. It would be neat. They did announce, AEW announced that they're doing the Owen Hart Memorial Cup again. The finals are taking place July 10th in Calgary. Be neat to have you in that. That was a note I wanted to make too. It was pretty cool. So, because they had Jeff Hardy in there the one year, they've had several different names participate in that. And that would be pretty neat to have you in that mix, Rob. Cool. But let's see what else we got. Okay. So this kind of ties into something too. I wanted to get your opinion on. Somebody asks, Jair asks here, RVD, any advice on rehabbing from a broken ankle? And I'll add to that too. Eddie Kingston really got hurt during a New Japan show, and like, he's going to be out for a year. He tore his ACL, he tore his MCL, he also broke his tibia. Being a talent, and I know you've been injured, like we mentioned that in the ECW days when you were on the shelf. What kind of advice would you give to Jair here about a broken ankle? And what kind of advice would you give to talent that's going to be on the shelf for so long, and how to keep themselves mentally occupied and busy almost, with that kind of time off?
So first off, you'll be non-weight bearing. First off, you can't walk on your foot when the bone needs to heal, because it has to sit in place until the fucking crack or break is able to mend. So it's got to sit still. When you put your weight on it, you fuck that up. So if you are non-weight bearing, crutches suck. They're a pain in the ass. They're rough on the armpits. You can't carry shit. I recommend, it's called the iWalk 2.0 specifically. It might even be a 2.5 now. Who the fuck knows? But I was noticing that when I was walking around my house last time I had a break on my foot, I was using furniture. Like if I could put my shin or my knee of the affected leg on the armrest of the chair, I might be able to get an extra step out of it to get closer to the counter or something. And I was thinking there's got to be something I could just attach to my leg. I found this iWalk, And it's basically like if you stand up and then you bend your leg back like a flamingo, and you think about a peg going from your knee to the ground. That's basically what it is. Your shin rests in this holder that you strap in, and from the front, you do look like an amputee. People will freak out. Oh my God, what happened to you? But when I found that, it was life changing. So I was able to lift weights, take the garbage out. Fucking, I love taking garbage out. Just remember this video I did. I did a video of it just because it was so fucking cool. I wanted everybody to know. And there's also one, that has wheels on it that a lot of people know about. It kind of does the same thing, and one is not as convenient around steps and whatever. But the iWalk is so worth it, and I can't find mine. I think I probably must have given it to somebody that hurt themselves because I don't know what I did with it, and it was cool. Even balancing on the one peg and kicking my heavy bag with the other leg, like that was something I would made me really like involve my hip. That'd be something I would want to do, even though my ankles are healthy. But that's it. That's what I say. And yeah, there you go. 3.0 now. That thing is life changing if you're on crutches.
That's a good price too.
If you're non-weight bearing, if you can walk on it, then fuck it. But if you're non-weight bearing, that thing frees your hands up completely.
Wow.
And then do the therapy if you can.
There you
Support.
go. There you go. How about Eddie Kingston and his injury? He always, and I think it's kind of cool. Last week we talked about mental health and handling that. Eddie's been a big advocate for that too. But now he's out for a year and he's got a huge passion for wrestling. What kind of advice would you give to somebody like Eddie with that extended amount of time off as a wrestler?
That's rough for any athlete to take that much time out of their career, time you don't get back. I remember that was 2005 for me. And it sucked going into it, but it ended up being like maybe one of my favorite years of my career because I was so burnt out and I was getting paid now to stay home and do rehab. And so it wasn't bad at all looking at it that way. And then I extended my contract for another year to make up for it, but it wasn't working against the guarantee they'd already paid me. It was extra money. So it was like I got an extra year. So that worked out really well. The therapy, actually, I enjoyed. Like after a while, like it sucked at first. But then seeing the advancements and like just having that feeling of self-accomplishment and growing, and a good therapist will measure your results and find ways to add onto the difficulty level every time you go in there. If you're doing like toe raises, and then next time he says, okay, now do them on this block here, whatever. Okay, now do them with the rubber band, now do them holding weight, whatever. But it's like something that I found I really enjoyed seeing myself progress through it to a point. I remember when after my knee surgery, same thing. I had my ACL torn completely in half and tore my medial meniscus, and they used my patella tendon to build a new ACL for me. And anyway, I remember in rehab, one of the other patients asking if I was training for the Olympics, because I was like so into it, so intense, and I just really enjoyed it. Not to mention all the cool equipment they'll have with the TENS units and the icing and massaging and all the electro stimuli, just whirlpool, whatever the fuck they got. They'll have a good therapist, if you can go, will make a huge difference in your recovery.
How about that? What about from like a mental standpoint? Is it just kind of like embracing what you're doing and going through and just putting yourself into it as much as you can?
Well, it is what it is. Maybe if you love the business that much, maybe you don't stay away from it. Maybe you find a way to go down and help people out, whether they're students at the school or whatever. I don't know. Maybe you take the time and you work on some stuff that is a little off balance. Like that's a pretty good chance that life threw this at you for a reason, whether it's you need chill, you need to spend more time with the family, you should worry about the house, or someone's going to need you to be there for something soon that you don't even know about. I think that things happen, and so you get over the point of, hey, I expected something different. Our ideology tells you, try not to have any expectations. They set you up for disappointment. They take you away from living in the moment. This could be a good thing. This could be a decent thing where maybe you get that book written, or maybe who knows? Maybe you learn a whole new craft that you never even thought was going to come into your life, and you find out that you fucking love carving pumpkins or something. I don't know. You're an artist. You're a fucking artist. Who knows?
Mm-hmm. I like
maybe just find a way to grow inside. Maybe find a way to be a better person, or to get more fulfillment out of your life besides counting on just wrestling always being there for you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Maybe it's a warning saying, hey, it's not going to always be here for you.
Maybe like almost like a wake-up call or something to just kind of put you back on the right path in certain ways and things. So
could be dumb.
I like it, Rob. I like it. Somebody else that likes it is, I'm not even gonna try it. Tucci Saki, thanks for the $5. Love you, RVD. You got to get on the Zachos, man. Please, peace and love from North Carolina. What is it? Do you know what Zachos is? Is that a marijuana thing, Rob?
I don't know what it is. Probably not marijuana, because I think most people think I'm on the marijuana.
Probably.
Right, already. The Zachos. I don't know.
Zachos.
Anybody
know what the Zachos is? Hey, Cooch Saki, feel free to tell us. You don't have to use a super chat. Just tell us in the chat.
I'll get them right away. I'll order them on Amazon.
There we go. Get those Zachos. Whatever they may be. Maybe you don't want to get them when we figure it out.
I don't know. From what I understand, they have come highly recommended.
Okay.
With the limited information that I have.
Yes. Somebody else in the news recently, AEW 2 related. Mark Henry, his contract was reportedly expiring this month. Want to get your thoughts. What's your relationship with Mark? What's your interaction with Mark? How do you feel about him too? He's very much a proactive person, and when it comes to charity and philanthropy, from what it sounds like. But wanted to get your experience with him.
Does he have a wrestling contract, or just
a talent contract he was signed under? He was on like AEW Rampage, and he would be doing interviews and stuff like that. But a lot of people, we haven't seen him on AEW television in quite a while. But his contract's set to expire, I guess, this month.
Interesting, because I see him like pretty much every time I'm there, and I just thought he was an office person.
Yeah, so a lot of us hasn't. Yeah, nobody's seen him on television for quite a while now. He does the Busted Open Radio, but other than that, like from an AEW perspective, nobody's seen him. But so I think he's probably done stuff behind the scenes, but I just don't know exactly what he's been doing. So.
Right. Huh. Well, I guess I don't know exactly what he does, but I do see him, like I said, pretty much all the time. And I have a great relationship with Mark, and he loves Katie. Mark loves all the ladies. He loved Katie before Katie knew Rob. She told me about some of his ventures. But I've always known that he's always like hanging out with a big group of girls or whatever. Hey, who can blame him? But, he's a good guy, man. He's a really good guy. He's always been super cool to me, and he's very nice. He's always been like a fan, been very complimentary of me. Um, he mostly, I think when I'm with him, we're mostly laughing. Like I'm trying to make him laugh, or he's telling stories, or he's talking about something that happened with me before, and it's making him laugh. But he's a good guy, and usually when I'm around him, it's a funny, he's laughing, doing his belly laugh, and he's someone that I definitely consider a friend, someone on my side for sure.
Mark's a good dude. Yeah, he's a real good dude. He's great. He gives great insight too on Busted Open when I get to hear him on there. Okay, so we have an update. Zachos, Rob, are you ready?
Yeah.
Zachos are like heavily infused THC nachos. They're trending right now. They come in like a food truck tin and everything.
Okay.
So maybe get some Zachos. I don't know.
Wow, man, cool. I wonder if anybody can do that, or if somebody invented that and got the patent on it, and they were able to protect Zachos.
Right. I bet you it's I bet they patented it or something like that.
I don't know.
Hey, I guess
don't know, man. There might be some bootleg Zachos out there at the food trucks. So
right.
Let's see you're getting the right shit.
I guess now would be a good time to plug Get Blitzed, one of our sponsors. Get 15% off. Get Blitzed. THC Get Lit Aid. It's by Mickey Ray Sinatra and Courtney out of Maryland. They have several flavors you can choose from cherry to tiger's blood to pina colada to Kevin Nash's favorite and key lime. It's really good stuff. I have blue raspberry in my cupboard, but I'm waiting for the right time to use it because I'm a novice when it comes to that stuff. But yes, go to get-blitz.com. Use promo code RVD. You get 15% off. Legal in all 50 states. Scan that QR code if you're watching us. But if you're listening, just go to get-blitz.com. Use promo code RVD and get that 15% off. So good stuff there. Rob, as far as what else I wanted to cover, here's another good one. We talked about her last week when it came to depression and how she kind of helped you out. Ashley Mazzaro, Kelly happened to mention her. She talked about how Ashley actually gave her a pair of boots and that she has worn them ever since. She said, I know I talked about Ashley a lot. I just love her and miss her. I had a match and I didn't have wrestling boots. She gave me her black Puma wrestling boots. She let me keep them and I wrestled in those every week forever. I still have those to this day, but it's just so cool. She was like, hey, yeah, girl, here, I got these. Any other cool stories about Ashley that you got to interact with her during her time?
Well, I hung out with her a little bit. Trying to think of something that would be worth, telling. And we rented bikes and rode across the Brooklyn fucking bridge. That's pretty cool, right?
That's pretty cool.
Hey, yeah. Did that one time. Nobody knows about that.
No. Man.
That was cool. And went to the park, that fucking park in New York City.
Oh, Central Park?
Yeah. I think those are 2 different days. I don't know, but just I can't think of any story really to share. She was, I always thought she was awesome. When I saw her on the Diva search, I picked her out right away as the winner. She was my favorite. She had those fishnets on and stuff, and then when she won, I was like, sweet. I also picked out Christy Hemme, and she won too. So
how about that?
Yeah. But she was always like really cool. I remember overseas when it was weird because she was dating Matt Hardy, but she was also dating Paul London. And so it was weird because those guys weren't talking to each other. They were both like no selling the fact that she was just with one guy one night and then she'd hang out with the other guy the next day. That's what it seemed like. I don't know how random the choices were made or what, but we thought that was like really interesting, you know. It's
Yeah.
like, you know, she's awesome, so I guess it was worth it.
Yeah, from you hear it. I mean, Kelly had that great story. You had that great story about her helping you out, and then the Brooklyn Bridge story seems like a pretty cool gal that was. So,
Yeah,
R.I.P.
yeah, because she knew New York and I didn't, you know,
Yeah.
and so it was like, we should do something. Like, it's like, all right, cool, let's do it.
Let's do it to it. Here's a good question, and you've done this before. Garrett, thanks for the $2. RVD, do you meditate? If so, for how long? Every day, or how do you go about it?
I don't. I believe in meditating. It's great. I don't currently do it very often, and the reason is because of your very question. You know, how long? How long? That's the thing. I used to love meditating when I was, you know, still living with mom and dad, taking martial arts classes, learning, soaking up everything, sparring, stretching, dreaming. And what I liked that's not a factor anymore is I had all the time in the world. Now everything is about time, right? Like as an adult, it seems like there's only so much time until the next appointment or your next plans, the next time that you have something to do. And as a kid, it doesn't seem like that. Like, do you remember summer vacation used to seem like it lasted 3 fucking years?
Yeah.
Right? Like between 3rd and 4th grade or whatever, there's so much time off. By the time you get back to school, which is what, 2.5, 3 months later, by the time you get back, you've outgrown your shoes. Kids look different, right? It's like it's weird, but when you're an adult, everything goes by like so quick. And in order for me to achieve what my goal is when I would meditate, I have to have all the time in the world. I can't have a factor of okay, I got this much time, I'm going to devote it. And I do things like that if I just want to calm down. I count backwards from 100. I'll do that several times when I'm trying to fall asleep or to rest my mind. I listen to thunderstorms. But when I used to meditate, my goal would be to achieve a status where I felt like first off, like nothingness, like nothing, and then I actually feel like I'm not my body. An out of body experience would be a good way to put it. It's not like I'm floating above my body, though. It's just that I've gone through every acknowledgement that I can for so long, right? From my heartbeat to the wind blowing on the back of my left ear, internal, external. I hear the birds chirping, but my eyes are closed, right? I'm not using, you know, I feel a little stress in my middle back. I can feel the fucking cement under my ass, on my ass bone. But I go through everything and acknowledge it and check it off a list so many times. Okay, let's go back on the external, back on the internal. And eventually there's like nothing left. And then I would have like a word for a song or something, a lyric from a song pop in my head and repeat over and over. And then I'm like, stop it. And then like, stop it is echoing, stop it. And I'm thinking about that. And like, whoa. I want to think about absolutely nothing. And the best way I can describe it is it's like a falling feeling. It's like you're falling, but there's no danger. It's like you're falling in outer space. Like that's the best way to describe that detachment from my physical body. And that would take an indefinite amount of time to get to. That's why as an adult, I can't say I'm going to do this and I have done it a few times outside the arena in WWE. I've gone out and fucking found a place in the parking lot and did it to where I remember one time like I knew there was some people watching or something. I could hear them, but I was so detached that it was not a problem not moving my eyes or anything, because I wasn't even like, I wasn't my body. I was the spirit inside. And I actually felt like when I went to get up and I was like, okay, I actually felt like I got up and shit, and I didn't. Like I felt like I did it before I did it, and I was still in the position. And I was like, whoa, you know, and then I actually did it. But it's an indefinite amount of time. I can't have restrictions on it. And it's like you close your eyes, you get in a position that you can stay comfortable in, and then you just go through the most. You know, I hear that noise. What direction is it coming from? You know, what do you smell? You know, everything. And inside, you know, like I feel, you know, my spit going down my neck. And after a while, if you do it enough, your senses grow so much. They're like fiending for information, your sensors. You know, you can feel your underwear and where it stops and starts on your body, you know, and then it goes from there to somewhere where, like I said, eventually it's almost like, I guess falling / floating is a way to describe, but it's not a physical constraint anymore. It's just like you're free from all of that. And doing that shit on the regular made my reflexes so much faster. You know, I would notice when I was doing that all the time. I would notice when I dropped something, knocked something off the counter, I would catch it. And that was like the new norm, was like, wow. And that was when I was kickboxing. And you know, I learned meditating from a few different trainers and kind of combined what they had taught me. But a lot of this, what I'm telling you, was taught from that dude James Williams or Williamson, that taught me all the weird, unorthodox kind of stuff.
Was that the screen door guy?
Yeah. He was the screen door guy.
Screen door guy. Sweet. That's awesome. Dude, you make me want to try to meditate now.
Thing is, yeah, you can't think about I'm going to spend this much time and then I gotta, you know, meet so and so, because any of that is restrictive to the freedom and to the ability to let go of all your thoughts, you know.
Man, I know, because like focusing on all that stuff and then like taking inventory of it and then just like not letting it go. It's really fascinating and very tough, I almost think, to do, because my mind's always racing.
I think it's great. It's great for the mind, body, spirit connection. It's great. It feels healthy. It feels, you know, like refreshing, and I like almost like a tune-up sometimes. And a lot of times I would meditate and not quite get there. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't like every time I could get to that feeling of like almost nothingness, but that was always the goal.
I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try it. If I have the time this weekend, I'm gonna try it. So sweet.
Let me know how it goes. Yeah,
I definitely will keep you posted. Oh, here Garrett does chime in. He says, "Rob, I reach that floating feeling when I'm deep into meditation as well. Thanks for answering my question." So how about
yeah,
that?
absolutely, and you know, thinking of nothing, it was like it felt like it's not perfection, but it felt like inner peace and outer peace at the same time.
Wow. And Voodoo Vic says, "Didn't know meditating would help with speed." That's pretty cool.
Amazingly so. Yeah, it was like it was cleaning my mind out, is like what it felt like my instincts, everything, reflexes, just felt like everything. It was like a tune-up. It's a great way to describe it, like a spiritual tune-up. Everything's connected, and also my observance would go up. I was noticing a lot more stuff that I might not notice now. You know, like now, if I don't force myself to do it because it's not my habit, I smoke weed, I relax, I, you know, don't look at people anymore because I don't want to make contact, whatever. But sometimes when I notice something, how many fucking churches are there around here? There must be fucking 10 churches within a mile. Like I never noticed before, but there's one on every fucking block. Old me would have noticed that right away, like when I was training and shit, because that was important to me, was to notice things that would stand out, things that were repetitive, especially neon. And I still, that's part of my, still part of me, but it's not where my priorities are, like somebody, like when you talk to somebody that he's not a fighter, he's not wanted for murder, he's not in a gang, he's just a regular dude that's watched too many action movies. So when you're in the restaurant with him, he's like, I don't like to sit with my back to the door, I'm gonna take this seat. Okay, dude.
Go whatever.
Yeah, I'm sure that's really important in your life.
Yeah, right. Somebody's gonna attack you. You know it. You're that important. Greg Jacobson is a regular. He said, thanks for the $2. He says, hi, RVD. Have you ever traveled or wrestled in Saudi Arabia? Yeah, they got the King of the Ring, Queen of the Ring show this week in Saudi Arabia. Have you ever been to Saudi Arabia?
I never have. No, the only time I've ever been on that side of the world is a couple of years ago. It was, I'm pretty sure it was Qatar that it was Qatar. And that guy stays in touch and talks about booking us. And I think that he also books in Saudi Arabia, but having not been there and not knowing everything about that geography, I could be making myself look silly here, and it could be 3 continents across from each other. But no, I never have. Anytime anything like that hits the table of possibilities, it always ends up falling apart before it happens.
Yeah. No, Rob, I'm with you though. If you were to tell me where Saudi Arabia is located, where Qatar is located, I would have no idea.
Sounds close.
Sounds close. Not sure though. Juiced Goose says, just searched RVD on YouTube and discovered your live stream. Good to see you here. Hey, thanks for tuning in, dude.
Sweet. Welcome aboard.
Welcome aboard. Hope we're inspiring you a little bit here. Let's see here. I just want to give a shout out to this person. I've never heard of them, but I think they're from my hometown. Josh DeVecchio tuning in from Ridgeway. RVD, who in AEW or other promotion non-WWE would you love to work with? And when can we get Dom as your manager? Yeah, Fonzie's got that bill fit for Rob.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't mind having Sabu's final match that he's talking about having, a retirement match. That'd be cool. As far as somebody else, I don't know. There's a little buzz. Kevin Owens wants to wrestle RVD. I'm down for that. That would be cool. I don't have like fantasy picks, but I know I would have a good match. Well, with anybody, but I think it'd be cool to work with Ricochet. That kid can do some amazing stuff. And Kevin Nash.
I like that. Let's make that one happen. I want you.
I would like to wrestle Swerve again too. Like we had a good chemistry, we had a good match, but that's the kind of thing where we would definitely crank it up and add a lot. If we had a chance to do a program, it could be something where we always outdo each other, like me and Mr. JL used to do.
Yeah, I know Swerve. He's a world champ right now. He's going to face Christian Cage this weekend.
Call it right here on the show.
Yeah,
we did.
Make it happen.
Be cool to work Christian again. Yeah, Chris Jericho.
Yeah, Jericho too.
Mm-hmm. Mark Henry, save his job.
Save his job, keep him around. Oh man. Rob, what I want to do before we close it out too is bring up something here. I can add to the stage. So guys, there's the I walk, but I want to bring up this. Rob, this has been going around the internet here. is I saw this on Instagram. I don't know if you saw it too, but this is a 1991 match between you and Sabu. I thought it was from Warsaw, Poland, but that's where you were billed from.
Thanks, Sheik.
Yeah, there it is. Rob Zukowski versus Sabu. Do you remember
Burlington?
that, Rob?
Yeah, Burlington, Vermont.
Burlington, Vermont. How about that? Pretty neat stuff. That you were doing some of the shit that we're familiar with. What you were doing at that time too. You were doing like the monkey flip, and so that was pretty neat to see, Rob. Yeah, it was kind of.
Yeah, I'm not sure that it wasn't 90 though. I know it's billed as 91. I'm not so sure. I had about a dozen matches or so in 90, and I really thought that was one of my very first.
Really?
I thought so.
I mean, I never saw you like that young. I remember seeing you in WCW, obviously, as Robbie V, but to that level of, I was like, wow, this is early RVD.
You probably heard me talk about when the Sheik and Abby, Abdul the Butcher, had a big pull apart at the end of the show, and everyone was getting cut, and me and Sabu got in the ring and started fucking doing our own shit. Abdullah was so pissed afterwards, like, you go into fucking business for yourself, I should fucking kill you. And I was like, what? You know, I had no idea. I was so young and green. That was this night, and it was after we already went out there and did every spot in the fucking book running. I think Sabu might have walked around the ropes all the way around the ring, which now people are doing it, but then don't get me started. Anyway, that was that night, and I remember also the Sheik driving there. He cut through Canada to go from Michigan to Vermont, and that was like the first. I think was it the first? I don't know, but anyway. It was the first long road trip that I've been on. And I remember, like, he was driving seemed like the speed limit the whole time, and me and Sabu were in the back going, oh, man, we're never going to get there. But also, he would pull over at, like, every single rest area, pull over and park, and then turn around and ask us, anyone need anything? Anyone need to go to the bathroom? Anything? We're like, no.
Take us
sometimes there. Sometimes he get right back out on the road. He just killed a couple minutes for nothing, and we were like, yeah. And also that's where we got an inside joke that's always going to be funny to me and Sabu, because you drove hours, like we're all sleeping and shit, and I don't know if it was like through the night or something, but Sheik was like, oh, and he goes, tastes like someone pooped in my mouth.
What?
It was the funniest thing I had heard at that age, 20 years old, or maybe 19, actually, depending on if it was 90 or 91. And me and Sabu still say that to each other.
He said somebody pooped.
We laughed so fucking hard at that.
I'm a big fan of the arm things that you told me last week.
Yeah.
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 Oh, that's great. Somebody, who was I talking to, or what show was I listening to, where they told the story of Sabu pulling over and buying the Winnebago that you guys were talking about? I can't remember who was saying that they were riding with Sabu and he just went over there and bought a Winnebago or something. Who was that? I wish I could remember. Yeah, pretty, because you guys used to play the video games and stuff in his Winnebago, right?
We would, yeah. We had I think it was the Sega Genesis, like way back then, I think. And we would play Super Fire Pro Wrestlers. We were all in that game.
Yeah.
Rip-off version. I didn't get paid for that, but and I remember playing Bam Bam Bigelow in Sabu's Winnebago, and we each were playing ourselves, wrestling in the ring. And this is like 98 or so. I just thought that was so cool.
Yeah, pretty neat stuff. It had to be fun on being on the road like that. Cool.
Yeah.
Fonzie told me that story. That's right.
Of course, you do a podcast with us.
Podcast with Fonzie. That's right. Yeah, right down the middle. It's on rvdtv.com. We just the episode dropped. We covered Rob, part 1. We got part 2 coming up next time we record. So we went in depth on you, Rob, and talked about. Obviously, Fonzie had great stuff to say about you.
Don't believe anything he says.
don't take his word for anything. So no, guys, check that out. Cool. I think we covered everything I had down on my notes here, Rob. Did you want to do an RVDology? Do you have something lined up, or what do you think there?
Yeah, I'll spit a little wisdom at the Van Dam fam.
Let's make it happen.
Those of you who don't tune out, this is just something that that I believe in, that I'll share with you. And maybe you agree with me, maybe you don't, all right? But I look at our agenda as twofold. And at any time, we could be like one or the other, okay? Sometimes we're a soldier, and sometimes we're a leader, all right? And what a soldier is to me is somebody that can fight for someone else's values. Someone that can give it their all, that can be there, that can be loyal and faithful to the cause, even if it's not necessarily their cause. Some examples of this would be someone that is, well, let's say mobsters, right? And they fucking, dude, how do you shoot your fucking best friend? And they're like, hey man, I'm just doing what I'm told. Or police also, you know, like, dude, you're fucking ruining people's lives, pulling them over, fucking charging them money because you say they're driving too fast. What the fuck? How could you want that shitty ass fucking job? They're like, hey man, I'm just trying to do my job. This is my job. Anytime it's just your job. You could be a hitman. You could be a bouncer. You could be security. You could be hired to go collect money and beat people up. And from a respectable perspective, you got a job. You want to be the best at your job, or do your best. I mean, not be the best, but you want to do your best at the job that you're getting paid to do. If you take the job and someone says, hey, I want you to go fucking, rough these people up, fucking let them know that I'm in business. And you say, hey, man, I'm just doing my job. That's a soldier to me. Same as going to another country and killing people that you don't know because they live on a different piece of land than you do, because the higher ups have the agenda that you're carrying out, and it's your job. That's what you're doing. You're a soldier. In the mafia, they're actually called soldiers, if you didn't know. Like, you're an associate when you work with the mob. Once you go through the initiation and become an actual member, that's the level you start at as a soldier. And you got to do whatever the fuck they tell you. If your boss calls you to go to him at 4 a.m, they always say this: you got to go through and tell them that you would do this. These are your priorities when you accept your membership. You say, I don't care if my wife's dying, having a baby, fucking my house is on fire. I'll leave and go to you if you call me. It's crazy to think that you would, I don't know. I think that it's crazy to think of devoting so much to a cause that could be looked at like a fraternity, but they don't look at it like a fraternity. They look at it like a serious traditional way of life that for generations was protected by their way of doing things. So, soldier. When I say a leader, it doesn't always mean that you're leading other people. A leader, to me, in this case, is somebody that is in the front line. Whether anybody's behind you or not, you take your own path. All right? I think that all of us sometimes take the leader role and sometimes take the soldier role. And I think if we look at it for the words that they are, as described here in RVDology, maybe it can help you understand you a little better about maybe some of your decisions, some of your priorities, some of your actions. I think when I was in WWE, I wasn't that good of a soldier for the WWE's agenda. I wasn't the guy to put forward to say, hey, kids, don't do drugs. I wasn't the guy to put forward to say, like, I love these fruity roll-ups or whatever. Like, someone like John Cena, excellent soldier for WWE. He could push their agenda. He could embody all of their values, and that's a hell of a thing to have. That is a very valuable soldier to have that will go out there and push your values, whatever they are. You know what I mean? And that's everything that he does. And so John Cena was their guy in movies, commercials, sponsor endorsements, cartoons, whatever. It was, and they love him. The fans love him. He's very talented, and I think he chose to be that soldier. Whereas I would give a little pushback on certain things. I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to do that. That makes me look stupid. And for me, my own values were more important to me. I wanted to represent me. And so in that way, in this conversation, I would have been a leader, a one of a kind. I had no army behind me, but I decided which way to put each foot, what speed I was going to march at, what drum, my own drum, I would march to. And there's sometimes that's something you do. Sometimes you do lead people. If you're a parent, if you're an adult, if you're a teacher, if you're a wrestling teacher, you're teaching, whatever. If you're training people, a lot of times, then you get put into that. Naturally, if you look at your true foundation, I'm just asking you, what do you consider yourself? Because I think that we're one or the other. And I call the what do we call the basic thinkers out. They're sheeple. It's easier to just follow. If there's a line, they're going to get in line. They don't know what the line's for. Obviously, those people are going to be the soldiers because whatever value you give them, they'll run with it. Tell them, this is bad. This is bad for you. This is good for you. And they will live their lives by that. Everyone knows weed's bad. Everyone knows drugs are bad. Whatever. Some people want to lead, and they want to lead other people. And they go through politics, and they find ways to continually escalate on that pathway in their career, and they feel comfortable being in charge, making a decision for a lot of people. And that's great. Some of those people are natural leaders. Some people are natural, more soldiers. Tell them what to do. Give them the orders and the marching orders, and they'll go out and do it. I'm asking you, Van Dam fam, look at yourself. If you understand what I'm saying, just think about it. And again, I think that we're both. Sometimes I'm this, sometimes I'm that, sometimes I want to be this. I'm proud to be a soldier sometimes. If I'm when I was a bouncer at the bar, I was happy to be just like, hey, if there's a problem, boom, it's my job to take care of it and put it out. I want to impress the boss. That was cool. And there's a lot of cool positions that are like that. And professionally, sometimes we're one way, and personally, we're another way. But just don't be a hypocrite, and you're cool with me.
I like it. Rob, if you're, do you think you can be a passive leader, like almost just like kind of lead, not like taking charge and being like delegating or anything like that, but almost like leading by example, almost in certain ways.
Yeah, because like I say, for this conversation, leading yourself, taking your own lead, being in control of what you do, what you put out there. You can't really control how people are going to see you, but you can control what you put out there. You know what I mean? And for me, just being able to lead yourself makes you a leader in this conversation, even if you're not trying to lead anybody else. It's just it's taking the lead.
Right. That makes sense.
Naturally, taking the lead naturally. I would be a hero. I would be the guy that pulls over if there's a car upside down and try to save them. That's part of my whole life. I'm not always, that guy. I'm not the one in a room full of people in an earthquake that's going to say, everybody follow me, I know what to do. Sometimes I will be, sometimes I wouldn't be, depending on the situation. But sometimes, man, I like to consider myself a valuable soldier too, especially if it's for someone that I really respect, and I just want them to know I'm on their team no matter what.
Yeah, no doubt, man. Yeah, it's pretty cool. And like when you were saying this thing, I was thinking about instances where you probably were like almost like a leader by what you did. I remember you saying about like how you didn't want to go for that trip to Iraq or whatever the tribute to the troops thing. And a lot of the talent back was like, man, I wish I would have done that. I could do that stuff. And you kind of did it.
Part of being a soldier in this sense also is kind of being a puppet.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's nothing that I've ever been really good at.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. One of a kind. That's why this show is named that. And that's why you have that nickname. So there you go.
But I am curious what a lot of the people watching think about that. So if you want to leave me a message or something, let me know what you think about that. Because I think, just like always, that just being aware, putting it out there, articulating it, sometimes gives you a perspective from a different angle. And it's important to do that.
Yeah, guys, chime in on the comments or tweet RVD at The Real RVD. You can go to RVD's YouTube page at The Real RVD as well. You can check out all new episodes every Monday at 4:20 p.m. at rvdtv.com. As far as anything else goes, I'm trying to think what to plug. Just check out the new Fonzie show. That's right down the middle. Every other Tuesday, we do a new episode. So be on the lookout. Not next week, but the week after. Keep your eyes peeled there. Anything else you want to plug, Rob? Oh, RVD 420. Check out the bongs and the glass that's there. There's some cool ones over there.
Right.
Yes. Let me pop a couple.
Hey, Chris Kretzinger, I went to school with you, dude.
Oh, really?
From Battle Creek.
Ooh, so you remember him?
Yeah, totally.
Oh,
I just saw him. I think, did I see him? I think I saw him when I was in Battle Creek.
Hey, how about
I
that?
feel like I did.
Cool. Guys, anything? The Kratom. I want to pull that brand up here for you again.
The Kratom promo, I think, is over already.
Oh, is it okay? The Viva's in? Okay. Well, cool, guys. Rob, this was a fun one. I had a good time, and what a way to kick off Memorial Day weekend.
I just put a bunch of new dates up on my website, robvandam.com. A lot of ones I don't have posters for yet, and there are other ones that are being finalized, but I put up what I have. I just see someone saying, hi from Alabama, and that reminded me, hey, I'm going to Alabama. I just put that up. But anyway, if you look at appearances, you can see what I got coming up. I think doing some Comic Cons and going back to Canada for Montreal Comic Con and the Winnipeg Comic Con a little bit later.
Ooh.
Alabama, Mississippi, I think Arkansas, Ohio a few times, New York, bunch of stuff coming up. So check it out if you want or don't. I don't tell people what they should do.
Yeah, you just suggest. Yeah, that's it. And hey, Where in the world is RVD? That's where you go. Go to rvd.robvandam.com.
You got to be somewhere.
Gotta be somewhere. Gotta be somewhere.
Yep. So here I was. Enjoyed it. Enjoyed spending this time here sitting with you all. And I look forward to hearing if you had time to meditate between now and next week. So I'll hear about that if you got it in.
Heck yeah. If I got the time, I'm gonna put my perspective in.
And even if you get halfway there, I'll be surprised if you don't feel like a sense of clarity and a faster, more in tune relationship with your body and reflexes and mind.
Heck yeah. I have Saturday or Sunday to try to do it. So
all right, cool.
Make an effort. Cool. Well, guys, hey, we'll see you next time here.
Everybody. Thanks, Van Dam fam. See you next time.
Yeah.
Peace.
Peace.